And welcome to Owen the Town. It's another big show, and here's what's coming up today. Luton make it 3 wins from their first 4 league fixtures with a 2-0 win over Wycombe Wanderers. They came to time waste. Pelly showed them who was boss. Legend, this guy. Legend status. Vitara is loving that. We take a look at Kazenga, Lua Lua. Is he an impact player? Is he a starter? Could we see Lua Lua be playing up front with James Collins? Could we benefit from that? We'll discuss that today, and we're also going to answer your Instagram questions and plenty more to come. I'm with Dave on my left today and Batara on my right. Evening, boys. How are you both?
Evening. I think we're well, aren't we? We had a good weekend, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
Had a great weekend.
Very, very good one.
I think we all had a great weekend, didn't we? Fantastic.
It's been a really good start to the season, hasn't it? And we can just be super happy, I think, despite the Watford result not being the best. We can just look at that start and be like, yeah, 3 wins from 4.
You'd have taken it all day long, wouldn't you? Taken it all day. Not the defeat to Watford. Let's get over. Let's not even mention that anymore.
Let's forget.
But, you know, the start we've had and the points we've got on the board already is only a bonus, isn't it? Let's be fair.
And Saturday's performance, I think, was just it was a very professional performance considering the opposition. They clearly had a game plan. I guess you can either say we respect them for that, or you just go,
No, never respect them for that.
Never respect them for
their game plan's always the same, isn't it? Fall down after a couple of minutes, waste some time, slow the game down, and that's all they ever do.
They literally had a player on the floor after 30 seconds, didn't they?
Yeah, and I just don't have any respect for the way they play, ever.
I think the Luton players are saying, no, you've got to respect what they do. I think they're being polite. They knew straight away.
No,
I think everyone knows when Wycombe comes to town, you know what game it's going to be. Everyone
100% know what the game's going to be like, and it's not going to be easy.
I'm pretty sure they're European renowned, didn't they, for being time wasters? So
is that Gareth Ainsworth?
It's got to be.
It's got to be, isn't it? Has to be.
I think you've got to remember that technically they didn't finish in the top 8. They finished 8th last season, 8th, and because of the COVID thing, they got promoted and they got to they got points per game and got to 3rd. Yeah. So genuinely, I don't think they were good enough to go up. They were lucky, and then they made the playoffs. Luckily, that's how I feel about it.
That proves we haven't scored a goal yet this season either. I mean, we can get on to obviously that goal that he had disallowed, but yeah.
So yeah, but the gameplay hasn't changed over the last 3 seasons. We played them 3 calendar years, haven't we?
Yeah.
In 3 different divisions, and their style has never changed ever. No. And you know when you go there, you're going to have those moans about them time wasting. And you know, lucky that Akin Fenwa or whatever his name is wasn't up the front, because you know what he plays like. They're just not a football team for me.
To be fair, I think them having Akin Fenwa doesn't really benefit them at the moment. I think he's good enough for championship level anyway. Let's look at 3-word reviews then. This is what you guys are saying after the Wycombe win. Anthony says, excellent first month. Ashley says, bounce back strong. Paul said, time wasters beaten. Ad said, must become clinical. Stephen says, Cornick frustrates me. Cynthia says, 3 more points. Jamie says, finish before 5. David, 9 from 12. And Leighton Pelly, Rudder Kampanzu. Do we talk about Stephen's Cornick frustrates me? Because he got into positions the other day numerous times, 3 or 4 times. Harry Cornick's got into good positions in that first half, I can recall. Mm-hmm. And it's just that final ball letting him down again with Harry. But
got an assist though, didn't he?
In the end, he did get an assist.
It is frustrating though when he makes himself in a really, really good position. You think pass the ball or shoot, pass the ball, and he does the opposite of what you think he should do. That's the thing for me that
everyone knows when he's got time to think about something, he can't really do it. But I mean, look, he's one of our best players, so I think we need to be a bit easier on him. I do think part of it, I mean, like you say, sometimes the final product isn't good enough, but at the same time, he gets himself into them positions by sheer brilliance and quality that he possesses in other fields.
I saw someone tweet the other day though, how many times can we say it's good that he gets into these positions if that final ball is lacking?
There's a lot of players out there similar, very similar to that.
Yeah, but gets into positions and doesn't do the final ball.
But he might have got into the position 6 times, 7 times at the weekend, but he got there once and made a really good ball, and we scored from it. So you know you have to give him some benefit for there, don't you?
I mean, even last season he scored. How many goals did he score? Was it maybe 10 or whatever last season? Got a few assists as well. I mean,
it's game 4,
championship level as well.
It's league game 4. Yeah, give him a chance.
I think, like I keep saying, we would be better with him than ever without him, because
100%.
not want to play against Cornick. I mean, even people like sometimes they say he gets in the positions, he doesn't do it, but at the same time, I'd rather him keep trying and getting into them positions and fucking it up, because you know something's going to happen with Cornick on the wing. You know it. Everyone knows it.
I think the other comment there, Aids must become more clinical. or must become clinical. I think that's the frustrating part as well, because that applies to Cornick and some of the other people in the team. The amount of chances we created at the weekend and didn't put away. That's where we need to be. We need to be putting. And we need to make that game way safe before the 88th minute or whatever time we scored.
And the funny and factual one is Jamie's finished
before 5. Just about though. Only just about. Only just about.
Well, Wycombe took forever to come out for that second half, didn't they? I think the referee had a word with Ainsworth at half time.
They should be fined for
that.
that.
Do they get fined for that? Like, what's the rules with that?
No idea.
If the referee presses his little buzzer, what's the time limit you have to be out?
Let's be fair, they have to walk down from one of the lounges, don't they? So John Moore Lounge.
It don't take about 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah, but so I can understand that they might be a little bit later than expected, but not that was gamesmanship, absolute gamesmanship.
You're acting like the lounge is like miles away from the tunnel. It's literally up a flight of stairs.
Yeah, but they have to, they have to walk downstairs, Yeah. What can you say?
Life. You know what Ainsworth will say, but it's little Wycombe, this and that.
And he probably had to find his hairspray and put his little black jacket back on, didn't he?
We're talking about Batara here.
I'm not going to say, I'm not getting involved in this one. Crack on between you.
Well, either way, the first half, let's talk about that because it was pretty scrappy. I felt it started and it was going to be one of them games where it was going to be decided on one goal, and I felt like it was going to be a grind to get that goal, and we have to keep plucking away at it. And like we said, Cornick's got himself into numerous positions and had chances to pass the ball and cross the ball and shoot, and it didn't really happen in that first half. We had like a shot from Sonny which went over the bar. But like I said, it just didn't really happen, did it? I
think we said on the day at the time we thought it would be really scrappy and it'll be one of those games where you score a goal and that's it, and you grind it out and probably last minute we'll get one.
We have little flurries as well. I mean, was it last 5 minutes of the first half as well? We had the ball cleared off the line from a Jordan Clark header.
Oh yeah, the header as well.
Mate, in all fairness,
why is he so good in the air? He's tiny.
I don't know. He's 5'8" in here or something like that.
And that was a great header.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He got up. He leapt early and fair play to him. I mean, I'm well impressed with Jordan Clark as well. Brilliant.
Deserved to start, do you think?
Sorry?
Did he deserve his start in the team?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, of course
why not?
I mean, look at his record so far this season. Cup and league. Brilliant, mate.
I think towards the end of that first half, we picked up the pace a bit. I think we were saying on the day, if we were a bit quicker and we were better than them.
And they couldn't handle it.
They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the pace down the sides. But we didn't start fast, did we? It was scrappy.
You noticed a few times as well on the right-hand side, especially in the first half, you noticed it, and there was splitting ball between two central defenders, and you get Cornick running in behind every single time. That's where it came from. And it was just, we were splitting them apart. I think we need to do it more often, though. I mean, well, especially Saturday we need to do it, because they were there for taking. We could have easily scored 5 or 6. Easily.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, though, you have to maybe just give Wycombe a bit of credit. Just
like Wycombe.
No, we're not giving them any credit at all for...
Look, if you want to go and watch that sort of football every week, go ahead and do it.
I don't mean in that sense, though, but I mean, they're still a championship side, and
only just.
We could have underestimated them.
Debatable.
We could have underestimated them massively and got caught out. That's the thing. It was a grind to get a win. And like we say, we could have won 5 or 6, but I think 2-0 in the championship against a team, you can't moan about 2-0 at home.
But at the same time, I'll tell you what, I've not been this nervous, before Saturday, before the kickoff. I was more nervous than any other game this season, even before the Watford game, believe it or not.
Because you expect to beat them. You
expect to beat a team like Wycombe.
Teams like Wycombe.
Oh, teams like Wycombe. Don't say that.
Not just because they're Wycombe.
But they are Wycombe. And
I'm not going to say teams like Wycombe. It's just because they're Wycombe Wonders. I don't like them. I don't like what they stand for and what they do. They're just shit. Every fucking thing all round is shit about them.
To be fair, it's the same extent beig teams look at us and think we need to be beating Luton at home. You look at Wycombe and think we need to be beating Wycombe at home. You have to be.
True.
Which I think is fair enough.
In this league, if you want to survive as well, you can get away with that maybe in League One.
Yeah.
But not in this league. You need to be... I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
But that's what I mean though, isn't it?
We all know, yeah.
Well, it's just like if Leeds United wanted to win promotion last year, they got to be beating teams like Luton at home. It's simple as that.
And they didn't, but they still got promoted.
I was going to say, it's a bit of a weird one.
Actually, you talk about underestimating them. Not a chance. If we were going to underestimate them, then our manager's not doing the job. He knows how they play. And the players, all the players, and that was apparent, all the players know how they play and knew what to expect. They knew the gamesmanship was going to happen from minute one. So they absolutely did a job.
And we also know that sometimes playing against them, especially Wycombe, you can't always play football against them either.
No,
you've got to go down to their level.
You almost revert to their level, yeah. And that's happened, home and away against them.
Do you know what? I think you said that on like one of our first ever podcasts when we played Wycombe.
Probably.
I think you said like we they try and pull you down to their level.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
We saw that was that in the first half when Sonny goes and pushes one of their strikers and he like falls to the floor.
Oh God, yeah,
it's just like
crazy.
Sonny.
But they do anything, I think they would try and get your players sent off. I think they would waste time at any opportunity to take a time out, they'll take it.
They came for a point, didn't they? They came for a point and then maybe pushed for 3 if they could get it, but
one of the stats from the weekend was that they've played a game where they've not had the ball in possession for a long time, like 35 minutes out of 90 or something stupid like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I might have made that bit up. I don't know how many.
I think I heard that on iFollow.
So they just don't play football like you want to see football played. End of.
I mean, don't get it wrong. I mean, I'd sit here any other time and say, do you know what? You win a game of football how you want to win a game of football. And I have no problem with how any team wants to play football. But just because it's Wycombe, I just don't like Wycombe.
But would you go and watch that every week?
Yeah, of course you would.
No, I wouldn't.
So you're telling me if Luton started playing like that, you're going to cancel your season ticket, you'd never go again? Like, seriously? Come on.
Well,
you should.
But I just know that we won't play like that. And because we've never played like that, ever.
No,
ever.
But you can't say if Luton started playing like, I'm going to cancel my season ticket.
No, genuinely, most football teams don't play like that.
Yeah,
it's only those that can't compete at the level they want to compete at do that.
I mean, teams used to say about Stoke City and that, or Burnley in the Premier League, where they say, look, they play shit for this and that. I mean, Wycombe's brand of football was worse, 10 times worse than even that could be.
Wycombe had a really good... When it was Martin O'Neill was their manager at one point, and they were playing some great football. And at that point, people in the country would say Wycombe were a good team. But since that era, no, nothing. Anyway...
Well, let's talk about the goal that broke the deadlock. Pelly Roddick and Panzu. He only scores bangers, doesn't he, Pell? And 59th minute, glorious strike from Pelly. And legends.
Yeah.
What did you say to me after he scored Patara?
Go on.
After his celebration, you said that celebration makes him a legend.
Yeah, in itself. I'll be honest, I did say that, yeah. I'll hold my hands up.
The celebration was amazing.
It was classic. Do you know what? All game...
Who missed it at the time? You actually called it straight away. Is he taking the pee out of them there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. First thing, because everyone thought he was like doing some other weird stuff. And I was like, no, he's tapping at his watch saying, come on, boy, he's time waste now. I thought, do you know what? Just for that. I mean, everyone knows what kind of character he is. And do you know what? You love to see it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a cheeky
The thing is with Pelly, though, he's played in all these fixtures against Wycombe. He's been here for all of them fixtures. So he knows how it is when we play them. And...
sheer cheekiness, though.
Hey, listen, the actual goal, though, was a fantastic strike. Really good build-up. And, that goalkeeper was never stopping that strike. Never.
Mate, Pelly.
It was amazing. Amazing.
He's, I don't know, like you said in that first half, he wasn't having the best of games, was he?
No, he wasn't.
But then he's popped up with this goal, and he's in that attacking position, which you say a number of times that's where you want to see Pelly. And I guess that's why, because he can do stuff like that. You probably wouldn't associate him. Actually, no, you would. No, you'd associate him with scoring bangers like that.
Yeah.
I think
it's not like he hasn't done it before,
he's cemented it now. He's scored enough bangers now to cement or warrant the fact that he's a magnificent striker of the ball. He
put himself in a really good position. He waited for the pass. Who passed to him?
Cornick,
right? So Cornick did really well. Their defence, you have to sort of wonder where they were at the time. He had a bit of space, but when he hit that ball, it was only going in one place.
Yeah, of course. It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was
just a shame we weren't there to celebrate it.
I still think the celebration was the best thing about that goal, though.
Do you think really Pelly could just really have a decent season again this year?
Why not?
Exactly. Why not? I mean,
I think every season
we look
at him and we think like, he can kick on again this season. I think that with Cornick and I think that with Pelly, he probably could really just kick on again this season, can he?
He surely can only get better now. 100%. He has to be
it's not that, when you say only get better, he plays at a really good level a lot of the time.
I'm not saying that, Dave, but I think sometimes, I always say it with Pelly, right? I know there's more to come from Pelly. I always say this. People just sometimes sit there and go, oh, no, this and that, oh, Pelly's great, this and that. But sometimes you have to look at him and go, he has more about him. He really does. And he can do more. I 100% know. I know my heart of hearts, and I know you lot think the same thing deep down. He could do better sometimes. But sometimes it's like Jekyll and Hyde with him.
Yeah.
Oh, don't look at Mike. Yeah, all right. I'm still talking into it. But yeah, it's Jekyll and Hyde with him. Sometimes he goes missing or he misplaces 3-4 passes out of like 10 that he makes or whatever. And next minute, he's playing out of his skin. He looks like Ronaldinho.
I agree with you. That is quite frustrating when he does misplace passes. And you think they're the easiest choice. However, when he's on form and he scores like he did and he plays like he does.
Maybe he knows he's that good. Maybe he does know he's that good, and he gets a bit sloppy and a bit, caught up in it sometimes.
Listen, he's developed as a player for Luton Town, and the way that he acted on Saturday is exactly how any fan would want him to act. Oh, fantastic!
It's almost like he's a Luton fan himself, isn't it?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
It's great. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. It was a brilliant strike, a brilliant goal, brilliant celebration.
Beautiful.
Legend.
Let's just hope for more when we play Stoke in a couple of weeks. Then we had like 3 or 4 more chances, didn't we, for before Wycombe had their offside goal. So off the top of my head, what I can remember, which producer Jacob hasn't listed down here because he's very good at his job. Thanks, producer Jacob. So Sonny's touched a Colo, who took around the keeper, open goal. To be fair to defender, he's done well to block that. But I think at the time we said he's got to score again. We said this last week at Watford, and we're saying it again now. He has to score that, right?
I mean, listen. To be fair, if I can be, just very briefly before you slate him.
I'm not going to slay him, Dave.
Well, yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. For not scoring from there.
No.
Which one of the two actually made contact to the ball? Was it Colo?
I think it was Collins. Yeah, there's too much power in it. I mean, Bradley was off balance. There's no way he could generate that much.
But either of them could have struck the ball there at that point. Either of them could have struck.
What I thought at the time was, I
should have scored.
I got angry at Colo because I said that he'd stole the ball off Bradley. Bradley was going to tuck it in on the slide, and I was sitting there going, "Why the fuck has he done that for?" I mean, Bradley's going to slide it anyway. I thought he got a bit. Personally, I don't know. Maybe you need to see it back in slow motion, but I think he was getting greedy. I thought Colo wanted that goal.
No, I don't agree. I think. I
don't think
either of them could make up their mind who wanted it.
Yeah, mate, you're probably right. It's a split second.
And you're right.
Hard, it's
good defending. Good defending at the end.
Difficult.
But disappointing. You should score from there.
Another chance we had was when the ball was played across, I think, by Cornick to Lee. Not to Berry, sorry. And
no,
he's put it straight at the keeper.
What is he thinking? How wide was the guy? Bottom right corner in the Oak Road there. It's a goal.
It was the most difficult chance out of a lot of them, though. It really was.
It came out quickly.
It wasn't an easy chance. The player coming across, he was, 16 yards out or whatever.
He just passed it back to the goalkeeper, basically.
Maybe he thinking the goalkeeper was going to go a bit quicker across him, and he was going to slide it back across.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. If you're going to knock Collins for missing, no, seriously, if you're going to knock Collins for missing that chance, you can't say the same. The goal was there. It only had to go to the right-hand side of the goal. It's a goal.
Yeah, but it's just the ball's come in really quickly.
Don't care.
Do you know what, though? I still think it's a real difficult chance. I'll be honest. I think it's really difficult. If you look at it still, I mean, it's so difficult. It's difficult. You've got to control that. You've got to cushion that finish as well. Do you know how accurate you have to be for that? I'm sitting there like that, but I'm sitting there just thinking, I'll be honest, it happens in Sunday League and that sometimes. But
for me, if we missed that goal chance and that was the only chance we had and we didn't score it, I'd be really, really pissed off.
Yeah, but you need to understand the basis of
do you know what?
That ball being fired at your feet. He's done as much as he could to direct it a goal. Either way, there was another chance that could have been similar.
I'm not having that.
I think Lee down the left-hand side, similar position to this chance, and Colo is free in the middle. Collins is screaming for it, and Lee's gone for a shot, and it's gone wide at the near post.
Now I'll get mad because fuck me right off that.
Yeah, but if it had gone in, you'd have been happy.
Oh, don't. Nah, do you know what
he should have passed
straight away. I mean, I'm sitting here screaming.
We was all saying the same.
We're looking at each other and going, what's he fucking passing? What's he doing?
Yeah, he should have.
I was sitting there going, it's typical Elliot Lee, greedy fucker. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously we know he can be a bit greedy at times. We all know this. I mean, he scored a goal against Wycombe back in League 2, I'm pretty sure, by being greedy. Selfish as anything. But dang, it was a great goal. You can't always do it, though.
I think he just needed to look. He didn't look. He just put his head down and went for it.
Typical striker, really, there.
Yeah, he went for it. But, the better option was passing. And Collins was wide open in the box. Wide open.
Well, we had a bit of a scare, didn't we? 87th minute, 86th minute, I think it was, when Wycombe had the goal ruled out for offside. At first, we were a bit confused. We didn't know who was given offside, if it was the guy who's touched it to the guy who scored. I think it's come from the initial cross into their player. I don't know, is it Onyedema or something?
Yeah. Apparently so. But
we've tried to pause it on the highlights on our screen, and it just looks very, very tight, doesn't it?
Well, what I would say is, if it was against us, if it was us scoring, you would be livid.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely livid. But
I think it's a goal.
But before they even got close to putting the ball in the net, the flag was up. So with that respect, the lino was totally thinking he was offside. But how many times we've watched it, you cannot.
I mean, we watched back on the screen earlier as well.
You can't call it.
No, of course.
You can't call it.
Sonny Bradley, the one thing that I looked at was Sonny Bradley on the far side of the screen or whatever. He had his legs outspread. And, I'm talking to that, don't worry. and he had his legs spread out, and it looked like his back foot was keeping on your dimmer or on your dinner plate or whatever it's called onside. And to me, honestly, I still think he was onside.
I'm very grateful.
Yes.
At this stage,
we
didn't have VAR because I think VAR would have called it a goal.
I always think if it's that tight and the linesman's put his flag up, chances are VAR would probably say no, it's offside. Because if it's that tight, the linesman has seen something that's them in front of us. And nowadays it has to be, a millimetre. They'll draw lines, he'd be offside. That's what I think. I think you're more likely to get the offside if the linesman's given
He wouldn't have put his flag up.
Mate, you're talking fine margins. I don't know. We'll never know.
But offside's offside at the end of the day, isn't it?
Oh, don't even go there. You don't believe in luck, but I think we had a huge slice of luck because any other day of the week that would have been a goal.
Not if he's offside, it wouldn't.
Well, do you know what? I just don't think you can say it was offside.
We don't know, mate.
There was more opinions. There was a lot from the Luton News said not offside. We were lucky. But why not? Well, let's have a bit of luck.
As Mr. Jones said himself, I don't care if he was offside or what. Who cares?
I don't care. No,
who cares? No,
who cares? I don't care.
We'll say that all fucking day, every single day.
Following that anyway, Kazenga Lua Lua turns his defender beautifully and pulls the ball back to Lee, taps it in for the second.
Wow.
And do you know what, right? When Lua Lua does that, I kind of think that's what we needed Cornick to do. That's just that Kazenga's come on and he's done that in his first real attack of pulling that back to finding an orange shirt. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we want more of from Cornick, isn't it?
Didn't Cornick do that for Pelly?
No, not really.
He did. He gave the Pelly the chance.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. Lua Lua's
just impactful, isn't he, Kaz? Yeah. He was going to be our player focus for today, actually.
He's strong, though, isn't he? He's strong. He's a tough boy. He's a tough boy. And when you've got someone that physical running at you, especially coming on as a sub 20, 30 minutes ago, whatever, mate, you'll be absolutely cacking your pants.
I would say just it's great to see when he comes on how fast he is at times. But what a great result! It's just brilliant to get the 3 points, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think what I like about Lua Lua the most, and let's just start talking about him, is that directness he has, and that he's willing and wants to take on defenders. He wants to take on fullbacks, and I think we miss that sometimes. I know we got Cornick and Kaz to do that, but I'd like more players that do that in our squad.
They're hard to come by, though.
I think he's a very strong player. I think he looks strong when he gets the ball, and he can push people off the ball if he needs to. And he's quick, and he's got a bit of a brain, doesn't he? He's got a bit of a brain. Yeah. And you can say about Cornick, when you talk about Cornick, you say he's not got a trick. Well, Lua Lua's got a couple of step overs.
It's just that drop of his shoulder, though, isn't it? Because that's what he did. We had his back turned to this Wycombe defender the other day. Drop of his shoulder, that little burst of acceleration, and he's gone. Like Stephen, who sometimes on the podcast absolutely loves Lua Lua. And he always puts in the group chat, he's like, yeah, Lua Lua could be a Premier League player, but maybe not. But yeah, it's just that little burst of acceleration, isn't it?
And mate, he'd give some Premier League players a problem. I'm telling you now, he would.
Well, you saw him against Man United the other day. Matic had to take him out, and I don't know if was it Wan-Bissaka at right back maybe took. I can't remember. Maybe
a few times when he's on the break, from deep, of course.
Well, that Williams took him out, but you look at him and you think
when he comes on though. Decent. Yeah, I agree with you. When he comes on, you get a little bit more excited because you realise that something might happen. The quickness that he has, his desire to get to the ball and make something from it. I think when you see that, you think, oh, good, he's on. The game will change. That's how I feel.
He plays with everything on the line as well. He really does. He don't care, mate. He doesn't sit there worrying about I'll fuck this up, because he always goes for it. We always know this as well. And that's why he's the perfect player to bring on. The perfect player. I'll tell you what, I'd love to see, obviously I know there's players in there, but obviously I'm being biased now, but there's teams in the league that haven't got that quality off the bench. They really haven't. Even some better teams haven't got that quality, like a kind of player that you need, someone like Lua Lua. I know you're probably sitting there going, they've got players that are worth this and worth that. At the end of the day, mate, Lua Lua costs us an absolutely fucking zilch. And we get that quality every single time, pretty much. We do.
It's good to see, though, isn't it? Especially with all the drama with him not signing that contract when we got promoted originally. And now he's kind of just like, you know what, we settled. He is off the bench a lot, and I'm sure he would like to start more. But this season, you look at the month of December, and it's going to be like 9-10 fixtures. It's I could see him starting some games coming up in the near future. Do you reckon you could see that?
100%. 100%. You see it. You're going to see it anyway. You're going to see a lot of players rotating, especially the squad we've got. We've got a good squad. I'll be honest, we have really got a good squad. If you look at it, not just on paper, I mean, you look at them quality-wise as well. Can they compete at this level? We questioned it last season, which obviously the way the season panned out a little bit. But look,
I don't think we should get ahead of ourselves, but
no, but
I think for me personally at the moment, Lua Lua is the bench player coming on, and making a bigger impact from that area. Maybe he comes on a bit earlier. Who knows?
But there's still a reason we did so well in League One. There's a reason for that, and all the players that we still have, and we kept together. There's a reason why we did so well.
Teamwork.
And you've seen it now as well. I mean, teamwork, everything, like you say, Dave, is... Do you know what? I'm actually so happy about it. It makes me proud to be a Luton fan. It really does. It's class.
I like that. That's cute.
It's class, man. I love it.
Do you think Lua Lua could partner Collins up front if we were to go for a more narrow formation with 2 strikers maybe, or a wider formation with 2 strikers?
As a free row maybe, supporting striker. Not as an out-and-out striker, no, but he needs to play off.
I would look at him more of a player that would push for the wing and cross the ball more.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see like Clark starting left wing, Cornick right wing, Lua Lua and Collins striker, then like Ray and Pelly in the middle?
No.
It would leave us a bit light in the middle, wouldn't it?
I'd rather Kaz on the left than Clark behind the striker, personally. I think Clark's good enough playing number 10.
He has been a bit more of a winger, hasn't he, Clark, since he's been. He's worked. He scored 2 headers.
He play number 10. That's where he played for Accrington, I've heard a few times as well. So, look, I mean, you know that Clark's got technical ability. We've seen it. And he could definitely play number 10. So, if you want to put Kaz out wide, we'd be more than happy to see that, wouldn't we?
Do you see an unchanged lineup for when we play Stoke after the international break?
Every game's I don't know. Every game's different. There's tactics. I don't know.
No, I think possibly we might start the same team. I mean, this is sort of a big game. This is a big game for Nathan Jones as well, isn't it? Let's be fair. So he doesn't want to lose it.
It's a very winnable game as well, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yeah, they're not doing so great already, are they?
So it's a very winnable game.
They drew 1-1 yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday.
That was yesterday. Who was playing, by the way?
Birmingham.
Yeah, well,
that's a very winnable game. But we should. I think Jones will want to win it. Yeah. If we were there, we'd want him to win it. For definite. It's a winnable game.
Well, here's what you guys said about Kazenga Lua Lua. LTFC Day says, think he suits the game changer role, especially on the road. Think Elliot Lee's defensive work gives him the edge when we're not at the Kenny, especially against bigger sides. If we did go 2 up front, not sure why we would, I'd be happy with him starting alongside Colo. That's the thing at the moment. It seems to be 1 up front is the thing we've done for a while back, really, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I think the game changer role is exactly what we need from Kaz. But it's said about Elliot Lee as well. It's true. He does get stuck in, doesn't he, when he starts? Is that because he had a point to prove when he first came back in? No one knows, but I can't actually remember him in League 2 and League 1.
I think
defensive edge. I don't remember.
No, but do you know what he's saying? He suits the game changer role, which we've already said he is. He's a game changer. He comes on, you think he can make some difference. He can create something. Yeah. So I would go with that one. But
only alongside Colo in a wide position, though. On that one. 100% on that one.
Davey says, on occasion when he has started, he has looked like a world beater, but he goes missing too often and he is on the bench because he hasn't shown the consistency he needs to earn the spot in the first 11. In my opinion, his finishing doesn't warrant starting next to Colo. He is a playmaker, not a goal scorer. Yeah. Lee could do a job there, possibly.
Well, again, I think I would agree with Davey there. He definitely is a playmaker. He's definitely an impact player. Is he not a goal scorer? He hasn't scored that many, has he?
No, I'll be honest.
Apart from that one at Hull, which was like just
was amazing,
unreal feeling when that went in.
Yeah, it was. But I agree.
His finishing doesn't warrant starting next to Connor. I agree with that because even some of the goals he has scored have been pretty scrappy, like miss hits and all sorts.
I just don't think he's that player that to play alongside. I think he's the one that creates the chances occasionally, but he's not the striker.
And James says, superb, super sub. Never really seen him as a starter, though. When he does start, he seems to go missing after a bit. Why do you think that is? Because a lot of Luton fans clearly think the same thing.
Burns himself out.
Do you think?
I think he burns himself out. I think he tries so hard and does so much. I mean, you look at when you're starting the game, right? Start from minute 1. and you get to minute, I don't know, 60 or whatever, 55, 60 minutes, and the amount of effort he puts the amount of effort in, even if he starts, as what he would in the last 20 minutes of the game as a sub. I genuinely believe that. And I think
do you think he prefers being a off the bench player? Do you reckon play his mind doing that? You think he's happy?
I think he's happy enough, yeah, because he knows he can do something, mate. If you can come off the bench within 25 minutes and do what Kaz is doing, then you'd be happy. You'd be going home. I mean, if I was to do what he was doing, I'd be going home happy.
And if he wasn't happy, he wouldn't be here, would he?
Exactly.
Because he wanted first team football. He'd either drop a division and be in the first team all of the time, or he'd go for a team not like us.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do think when he starts again, because I think he will get another start this season, obviously. But you know, the one I remember was that Fulham on Boxing Day when he's closed down their keeper or centre half in the first minute, hasn't he? And he scored that goal.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you remember that one?
That's a while back, mate.
That's too far back for you, is it?
3-3.
Yeah. Oh, that's too far back.
We should have won that one anyway.
I thought it was Kornick. Never mind.
Okay. It might have been. Maybe I'm the one who can't really remember. But either way,
I think if you give him a chance to start, he might perform very well. But I think again, if he starts the game, he doesn't finish the game. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So when's the best time to bring him on? When's the best time to bring him on? Is it at the very beginning of the game because you want to make that impact straight away, or do you leave him there just in case we're not playing so good and he can come on and change the game?
If you'd ask me, I'd say personally, last 25 minutes to half an hour is the best time to bring on Lua Lua.
I think if you're chasing the game, definitely, and even if you're in front, you bring on that, and defenders are like, well,
what we've got coming now.
Because you look at how, this is another thing as well, right? It's true though as well, but look how big he is as well, muscly, and he's a lot of oxygen up. You ain't going to last, mate, a whole game like that. No, it's true though, Dave. You've got so much oxygen to pump around them legs, mate. He's fucking huge. His legs are bigger than my fucking width of my body.
Glad you said that.
Yeah, I know, but line otherwise.
I wonder where that was going.
Before we move on to some Instagram questions, let's quickly talk about our transfer business. It's deadline day for transfers overseas or European transfers today. So, sorry, what?
Sorry, I said, is
it not just general?
No.
Oh, really?
Producer Jacob's done a tweet earlier, and everyone's like, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, Jacob, did you know? And he was like, oh, I didn't know. But so yeah, it's deadline day today for international.
I thought it was just for England. It was 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock today. 11 o'clock today.
11 o'clock usually, but
12 o'clock Scotland.
So no, 16th of October is the English deadline. So basically, if we were going to sign someone from another country, we had to do it today.
Well, that ain't going to happen, is it?
So, but let's say we weren't probably going to do that anyway. But we've only signed Sluga from another country recently. So
in about how many years? 10 years.
Yeah.
Who was the last? Who was the last person we signed from a foreign country?
Sluga.
Before that.
Do you know this?
No.
No idea.
That's why I'm asking the question. Put it out there. Put it out there sometime. Someone tell me.
Go on then. There's a tweet for you. Owen the Town. Who was the last person before Sluga we signed from another country? It's probably going to be someone like Zednek Crotcher or something like that, isn't it?
It was Kilmarnock. No, he went to Kilmarnock,
what about
Jaroslav Fojic or Janos Kovac? Or, it's going to be one of them.
What about Jean-Louis Valois?
No, come on.
That was a good few years back.
Of course it was, because that's where my memory goes.
It wasn't the last one. Either way.
Where did Burko come from, by the way? Does anyone know?
No idea.
Foreign place.
No idea, but you look at our transfer business. So we've got just over a week then, just to sign some more. What are you two doing? I could do some serious conversation here, and you're both messing about.
Chocolatey, mate. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to talk about our transfer business here.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
Shut up.
But we've got just over a week now to make some transfers, and I'm thinking it's going to be quite interesting, right? Because there's going to be a lot of Premier League players or Premier League reserve players who, from tonight, can't get a move abroad. There could be some decent loan signings to be made. Do you not think if there's a striker in the Prem that needs some first team football, he can't go away to Germany or France anymore? Maybe there's something in the market for us.
There's got to be something there, but I
no idea. I'd be very surprised if the backroom team, Harvard and Jones, have not already targeted who they want to bring in. Be very surprised. So I'm hoping that something happens.
I think there will be one more.
I think we do need another attacking option, because
the rumours are defenders though at the moment, aren't they?
Well, Dewsbury Hall has got a bit quiet recently.
It'll be interesting.
How many more defenders do you want though? How many more defenders do we need? We need someone up there to put a few goals in as well.
Looks like Carl Vickerson is where at Swansea as well, doesn't it?
Is it?
Really, Swansea?
I read something earlier about Swansea, so I'm not too sure. Obviously, it might be absolute
It's
garbage.
a permanent move for him.
Yeah.
It's not a loan.
But I know they've just sold that Joe Rogan, didn't they, to Tottenham, so it looks like he's going the other way.
Do you know what? There's a thing, though, because when the money comes in, you can go out and invest a little bit more yourself. So I think we're more up for a loan player. And I would say, I reckon we're looking for a striker for definite.
Quick question as well. Do you think we can afford £2.8 million for someone like him? Because I really think we could.
I don't think we would. I
don't think they would do it right now.
I think we could afford it, but I don't think they would.
Depending on wages, I suppose. But I'd 100%. If we can get him on a reasonable wage salary cap or whatever, and you could get him,
I just think
pay the money.
During COVID, no chance we're paying.
There is no income,
million.
is there? There's no income.
Maybe if there was fans in the stadium right now, you could maybe say maybe.
But then you not look at how much you make by staying up in the Championship rather than getting relegated. Does that not give you a little spur on?
I think our standing will go up when we've moved stadiums. I think then we'll have more money. That's how I feel about it. So I don't think we've got the money to spend. If we do have the money to spend, Gary Sweet doesn't want to spend it.
I can see that. Let's get into some Instagram questions then. Jamie says, assuming Lockyer and Bree are fit, who would you play in the defence? So let's rattle through these. Would you go Bree, Pearson, Bradley, and Norrington Davis, or would you fit Lockyer in for maybe Pearson?
Do you know what? At the moment, and obviously we all say what we say about Pearson, but you can't fault how he's been playing recently. Do you know what? He's been fucking tremendous, mate. He really has. I've been well impressed with Pearson recently in the last few weeks.
I think I got wound up with him in the Watford game, I think, but I got quite wound up just about everyone in that game.
Yeah, I think he was on it.
We weren't going to mention Watford again, were we?
Would you bring Bree in for Craney if Bree's fully fit to come in?
Tough one, isn't it, really? Tough one. I don't know.
Who knows?
But for me, look, we know Lockyer. We know mate. People in my football know about Lockyer because he's a good player. It's a well good signing for us. And do you know what? Personally, I'd like to see Sonny Bradley and Lockyer, but then at the same time, Pearson, he's been playing well, so you can't take him to the team. Maybe play a back three and.
It's like we've been saying, though, mate. It's
if you play a back three,
busy fixture schedule.
If you push Bree as a right wing back and you move your two fullbacks further forward and change the system slightly, then you could fit all three of them in there. But at the same time, you don't want to risk all three of them. You need someone to keep, you know what I mean?
And if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it, exactly that. 100%.
James says, can we keep the good run going after the international break? So I've just got up the fixture list here. So we've got Stoke City at home, Millwall away, Sheffield Wednesday away, and then we've got Forest and Brentford at home. So
all of those are winnable.
Yeah, but look, exactly.
Especially Brentford at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, after the way they've played on Sunday, mate. Yeah, easily.
Easy 3 points there.
Why can't we keep it up? Why can't we keep it going?
At the same time, we all know we're going to lose at some point, and it's not realistic. If people get shocked about it, they shouldn't be shocked because we've had such a good start and we're on a massive high at the moment. It's all going to have to come down at some point. Yeah. But look, if we can keep going and get as many points and keep clean sheets as we're doing, then just be solid. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, you do look at these next two home fixtures. Stoke at home, you do look at that and think that is winnable. And in Forest, the way Forest have started, 3 games time, they've only picked up 3 points from them. That could be a huge game, and that could be another winnable one. We could be looking at a really positive run.
Well, you just quoted 4 more games there. If we get another 3 wins out of those 4, I'll be really happy.
Do you know what? Even in 4 games, you take 8 points, then 4.
I've just
asked from Stoke, Millwall, Sheffield, and Forest.
I just asked for 9.
Yeah, so
you'd take 3 wins from them 4 games, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. And
mate, I'd take 2 wins from them. Fucking, let's be realistic, boys. Jesus Christ! Fuck me, you're all sitting there going, "We're going to win the league."
No, don't win.
Look, Millwall and Sheffield Wednesday away is a big fixture, but also you got to remember Sheffield Wednesday on the minus.
But they've been playing well.
I know it's early days.
They've been playing well.
You say that they have
they'll be above Wycombe soon.
They're still on -8, aren't they?
They're still on -8. But you know what? That's not my concern. We get 3 wins out of that 4. Maybe 2 wins and a draw. Maybe that'd be nice.
Take it.
Totally.
Take it.
Dan says, can Bataro finally admit that Pelly is a Luton legend?
Only if you admit that I'm a legend, no problem.
You can answer the question, please.
You are actually, and let me just say this.
It's not a rhetorical question.
How many times on Saturday when he was doing this with his pointing at the watch, did you say he's a legend?
I did. I'll be honest.
You said he's a legend now. He's a legend now.
That's legendary. Mate, just doing that. Do you know what? I like the bloke. I like him. Like I said, you can do more at times, but maybe I'm just looking at him because I expect more because I know how good he can be.
We could get him to sign his name under your Nathan Jones tattoo and get that tattooed on as well.
That's not, I mean, he's getting that sorted as well. But that's obviously, But anyway, I'll tell you what, Pelly, you can come with me, mate. You can get a picture of your face as well next to him. You can get a picture of Nathan hugging you. How about that?
That'd be amazing.
This is when you find out Pelly actually listens.
Good, mate. Good on him. I'd love to have Pelly next to me, holding my hand when I'm screaming at the fact that I can't fucking take the pain of a needle in my arm, or my chest even, should I say.
It's going to be exciting. That's all we got time for today anyway. Thank you so much for listening. I think we're going to have a week off for international break next week, actually.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we'll have a week off the podcast. And if we can get a bonus one in, we might. We'll see what's going on.
We'll still have a little meet up and have a little drink and that.
International week. Who's playing?
England, Wales.
All international teams, Dave, of some sort.
Do you know what? I'm not really bothered. I don't really care.
Either way, get us on socials at Owen the Town. If you're on iTunes, you could rate us 5 stars and help us out. That'd be very much appreciated. We're going to be on YouTube as well, so just go search Owen the Town. Like us, subscribe to us. Just do everything you can on socials to
5 stars.
Pick us up. Go follow Luke Batari. He does some amazing match day tweets. Don't
he does, actually, yeah. Follow him on Twitter.
I don't really use Twitter, but yeah. I mean, I do use it, but I don't.
You do use it.
That makes no sense. But either way, catch us next week if we're going to do a bonus one. And we shall see you next week.